Hello everyone, this is Inertia and today we're going to play Stillwater. It's an indie game by Studio Clump. Let's dive into it. Oh, we have a break room as well. Oh, there's a jukebox with the song playing. Okay, and other are the music's achievements. Okay, close. Let's start. This is a work of fiction. The resemblance to any real-life people is purely coincidental. This game contains depiction of horror, mature themes, violence, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Ketchika, I'm sorry, but I can't stay here anymore, Nina. I feel like I'm going crazy. Calm down, if you can just talk it out. So many strange things keep happening, one after another. Every day there is this damn dripping sound. I thought it was just something leaking at first, but I check every facet, every ceiling, everything, and still I hear it everywhere, constantly echoing in my ears. Please, listen to me. Oh, but the water. That damn water. Water? Yes, it's everywhere. Pools of it are all over the house, and every time I try to mop it all up, another will appear. There's no end to it. But it's at night. It's at night when it comes. What are you talking about? I hear someone or something walking along the hallways at night. Maybe it's just my grandfather. No, Nina, it's not him. I thought it was, but it's not. But I've seen it. That thing! Hmm? I've only glimpsed it at once, but I'm more than certain the thing was not your grandfather. Ever since that night, I would lock my door and pray it would walk past my room. I don't know what's going on, but I swear it just keeps walking, always walking on pools of water. Sometimes I hear them randomly. Their steps are erratic and faint, but I can still hear them. Just a steady pace up and down the halls. But I think recently it's no longer like that. What do you mean? Every morning I follow to see where the wet footprints lead. It walks towards something more clearly than before. It would walk down the halls, climb the stairs, and turn corners, all of it I'd follow. Eventually the trail would come to a stop, and it would stop right by your grandfather's room. His room? If this is some sick joke to scare me away, then please stop. It's not a joke, Nina. I meant when I said there's something wicked going on in this house. That can't be true. I know this is a lot, but you have to believe me. I can't stay any longer. I'm sorry, Nina. It's okay. I understand. Thank you for taking care of my grandfather up until now, and I'm sorry for all the stress I've caused you. I'll be sure to pay you right away as soon as I... Nina, listen to me. I don't know what's happening around here, but... The woman on the phone cautiously looks around, turning her head constantly back and forth, looking over her shoulder to find if any others listening in. She grips her phone so close to her ear in a vice-like grip, before speaking again in a hushed tone. Something terrible is lurking in this house. I don't know what it is, but please, as soon as you get back, take your grandfather and just leave this place. Leave? I can't just leave everything behind. We have nowhere else to go. Please, Nina, this place is not safe. The rumors, the truth, the curse is real. My family is not cursed. But Nina, at this rate, you and your family will... Enough! The pause. Cold and sharp tenseness strains the call as both women, exhausted and stressed beyond their comfort, try to stifle their growing frustrations towards each other. Neither yielding to the other's thoughts, only leaving anger and hurt to fester through the silence. After what feels like a suffocating stillness, Nina finally sighs heavily and responds bluntly to the caretaker. Look, I don't know what you heard or saw, but I can't just leave things like this. Whoever or whatever they are, they will answer to me. I won't let them have their way. I don't have time wasting my energy on this stupid curse. So if you can't help me, then so be it. I'll find a way. Nina, my grandfather is all I have left. He is all I have left. Wait, is that a shadow? And the grandfather looks pretty young. Or maybe he's not the grandfather at all. Who knows? But there is some shadow definitely lurking just in front of him. Dinner. No, it's a diner. 7 a.m. Amid a foggy morning, there sits a man by the corner of a booth. He drinks black coffee and, depending on his mood, occasionally orders a donut. And today it was just black coffee. Hugo. Ugh. I swear I've never seen that amount of paperwork in my life. A freaking mountain worth of it. You're a valuable member of our team, Hugo. My foot! I'm starting to believe that I was bamboozled into joining the agency. Hugo Laurent, age 30, takes a good look at the cup of joe and chucks it all in one sitting. He then continues to grumble to himself about last night's grueling work at the office. I really need to find a different job. As he contemplates his poor life choices, he looks out towards the early mist. There was something inherently terrifying about the fog to him, how it engulfs everything and nothing. Even if it disappears, it always leaves behind traces, proof of it remaining. Okay, that was very deep. Even in a quaint little town like this, I can't even run from my fate, I guess. Hugo finally stares at the compiled newspaper clippings he put together. Some of them are from recent events, but mainly all were past headlines of missing person cases. No matter how many times I see this, it's still just as hard to look at. Is he a journalist? Or is he an investigator? Let's see. Fixating case after case, he can't help but remind himself that there is a reason for all of this. An all too personal reason. Seeing strange things comes with a price. In the end, I'm the one doing this to myself. Sounds rough. Mind if I join, Kuya? An annoyingly familiar voice interrupts his train of thought. He slowly looks up to see the one responsible, although reluctantly. Good morning, Hugo. Hugo scowls and turns away from him. He then gathers the file, shoves it back into the binder. Meanwhile, the tall man takes this as an initiative and sits at the opposite end of the booth. He greets the waitress passing by and orders himself the hefty body breakfast special with an extra plate. As usual, the waitress is happy to oblige and goes back to the counter to relay his order. The man then looks back at Hugo. He sees the empty cup and now jumbled newspaper clippings. All the while, Hugo is trying to ignore him. You really should eat something with that black coffee. Not ordering any donuts today? I'm fine, Noah. I'm just not in the mood, okay? Not even a little. There's a momentary silence between them before Noah disturbs it once more. Well, too bad for you. I ordered a big breakfast for the two of us. Maybe he is his friend, or yeah, I guess friend. I guess self-proclaimed friend would suit better. Two, as if the world could grace Noah with an even more perfect punchline, the food arrives. Okay, that does look like food for two. Why the hell would you order for the two of us? Just eat what you want to eat, don't worry about me. Wow, Mukang Masara, right? Hugo, are you even listening to me? Come on, we both know if you don't eat now, who knows when you will, and I'm not going to let you faint again. So, open wide. Noah De Leon, age 27, a natural born charmer, is also the only person in the world who lovingly threatens him to eat every day. With a pensive look, Hugo finally gives in and eats a generous spoonful without further complaints. It's good, right? Good food always helps you cheer you up. Dang it, I got swept again. Oh, by the way, the chief will be out for a business trip. She mentioned it will be for a couple of days. When did she tell you all this? Why didn't I hear anything about it? Yesterday, I think? Yesterday? She told me to sort out the cabinets yesterday. She didn't mention anything about a business trip. I guess it was pretty sudden one. I mean, well, she did tell me to tell you. Okay, the chief is Nina. And I guess they both work at the same place and are colleagues. And lucky me, I know where you go every morning. You know what? I'm not surprised anymore. Well, what do you want to do? We technically have the day off. I'm going to head back to the office. There's a couple of boxes I didn't get a chance to sort out. In that case, I'll come with you. Why? You will just rest for the day and pass upon this opportunity to get to know you better, Kuya? Quit it! After their enlightening banter, the two of them finish their breakfast and pay for their meals and head to Hugo's car. As Noah opens the door to the passenger seat, he notices a bloodhound sleeping inside. The big door stirs at the sound of the car opening and lazily stares at Noah. I'm sorry, big guy. He then closes the door while trying not to make too much a sound to disturb its occupant, Colby. At the sound of his name, the heavily lidded eyes slowly peek to see who calls for him. It is his one and only partner, his human. As if finally realizing who he is or where he is, the old bloodhound stirs up from his sleep, pounces at Hugo, and proceeds to wag his tail uncontrollably. Good morning again, Colby. Had a nice nap? Colby, 8 years old, Hugo's most faithful and loving partner in crime, has the biggest tendency to just sleep all over the place. Okay, I can see him baby talk to Colby. Noah, who is witnessing all of this from the backseat, chuckles to himself. He's amazed and slightly defeated at Hugo's sudden surge of energy. Ha, it doesn't matter how many times I try when it comes to boosting up his mood, no one can beat Colby. Agency, 7:50 a.m. The three head back to the office. The space is just as the same as Hugo left it. A decent, organized mess. To his credit, for the amount of boxes he painstakingly went through, he believes he did a fair job. Albeit, it could have been better. Wow, you really outdid yourself, Hugo. It looks less crowded. Ah, shut it, will you? I said I was gonna get to it. Thanks, boy. Before Hugo could continue to give deserved head pats, he notices someone. A woman stands timidly peering outside from the storefront. She looks a bit frantic and even more restless with her disheveled and ill-fitted clothes drawing emphasis to her already too visible petite frame. The woman tries to grasp the door handle several times but stops before she could touch it. Her brow furrow, agitated and distressed about something, so much to the point is preventing her from just simply reaching out for help. However, when she finally makes eye contact with Hugo, she immediately rushes in. I'm so sorry. I know the close sign is up, but I saw you come in and I... Are you alright, miss? I need your help. Okay, Nina is not the chief. Nina is this lady before them. Before she can continue explaining, Noah swiftly cuts in front of Hugo and intervenes in all too practiced manner. It's okay, miss. We'll hear what you have to say. So please, why don't you sit right over there? Noah gestures to one of the empty seats on the other side of the office. The poor woman hesitates for a moment. She clutches desperately to the strap of her purse, her eyes focused apprehensively on them and the cashier seat. After mulling over Noah's offer, she quickly glances back and nods. The woman then walks towards the corner of the room and sits at the edge of the sofa. Her posture is very intense, giving no signs of comfort for even this brief moment of peace. Can you start off by telling us your name? I apologize for earlier. I'm usually a bit more composed than this, but I guess I'm feeling it that too. My name is Nina Mortimer. Hello, Miss Nina. My name is Noah De Leon. I'm one of the assistants here. The big guy next to you is a lovely Assistant Colby. And this one brooding over here is the private investigator, Hugo Laurent. I'm not very much tired. And our chief is away on business, but I think we can still accommodate you. So, how can we help Miss Nina? For just a moment, Nina appears a bit more lax, more hopeful, maybe even relieved from the warm welcome. However, she once tenses up, the guilt and the shame come rushing back to her, visible by the creases of her brow as she once again realizes why she's here. I need help watching over my grandfather tonight. Tonight? Yes, I know this is a strange request, but my hands are tied on this. It has to be tonight. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't quite understand. Is your grandfather in any danger? I think someone is trying to take him away. Oh? Take him? Miss Nina, I think you should contact the police right away. They are far more equipped at handling this kind of situation. No, they're not. I've tried requesting their help, but they've given me the same answer verbatim for weeks now. They would send someone to watch over the manor for the entire day, but at the end of the routine, they would always report back nothing unusual. They saw no one else leaving or arriving at the house other than me or the caretaker. And despite telling them all in detail about the letters and all the strange things that have been happening, there's nothing they can do about it but just sit around until it escalates even more. I can't wait any longer, any more than this, then it will all be too late. If only I knew who Louis was. Louis? She lets out a gasp, her hands shot to cover her mouth, realizing that she said too much so carelessly. She tries to avert her gaze, but Hugo stares persistently at her. Miss Nina, how is Lois? Are they the ones causing all of this? Once more she contemplates, her brows knit closely together as she bites her lip nervously. It's as if the words she wanted to say have suddenly died out, too heavy to even utter. A mistake she can't take back. Before the silence stretches further, Noah speaks to Dina with a gentle and reassuring tone. Miss Dina, I know this is scary. All the things you mentioned to us so far, no one should have to experience, especially by themselves. And I assure you we'll listen to all of it. I promise. Wild and maniac eyes search deeply in them, trying desperately to discern any doubt or mistrust on their faces. However, all she sees are people who are willing to give her time to simply listen to her, to actually help her. From this alone, Nina looks to the side where her purse is and opens it. Tucked inside one of the pockets, she takes out a single, slightly crumbled envelope with a pigmented red wax seal pressed in the middle. At a glance, Hugo can tell right away that this letter appears to be a bit more worn out and antique. And yet, despite its delicate form, it remains well preserved, well kept. It's as if the letter itself was untouched by time, forever waiting to be opened. Grandfather has been receiving cryptic letters for the past month now. The letters didn't come with the address or the name of the sender, but this one is different from the rest. This one had the name Lewis on it. A faint shift in the room, unnoticeable to the others, but all too glaringly clear to him. There is something very wrong with this letter. Suddenly, Hugo recoils his hand away in pain, like being struck with something sharp, so spontaneously, so memorable that even if the pain disappears within the second, a hint of it remains. Or more like a paper cut. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. No, I'm fine. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. That doesn't look like a normal paper cut to me. Let me get you a band-aid. It's fine, Noah. I don't need one. But, really, it's fine. It doesn't even hurt that much. Noah takes one good look at him before sighing exasperatedly and sitting back down in his chair, still eyeing on Hugo's hand. Hugo shrugs and returns his attention back to the letter, but this time, luckily, nothing happens. For it to reach all the way out here with just a little alone is truly terrifying. Carefully, he removes the content of the envelope and unfolds it. At first, it looks like any other normal written message. A person named Lewis is asking the other, Henry, to come meet him by the lake at midnight, needing to share something important with him. However, what's eerily striking about this is not the letter itself. Peering at the bottom of the page, a message scrawled and like the rest stands visibly out to Hugo. A message that shouldn't be there. Remember our promise, Henry. When did you receive this letter? Yesterday. And your grandfather, where is he right now? He's currently back at the house with the caretaker. I promised them I wouldn't be out for too long. I made an agreement with them, you see. What sort of agreement? The caretaker we have now agreed to watch over my grandfather, but only during the day. Before nightfall, they will leave exactly at the same time. Before nightfall? Yeah. I wanted to believe that this whole thing was an elaborate scheme to scare my family away. I know this sounds crazy, but at one point I thought everyone was in on it. The mail carriers, the officers, the caretakers. Everyone had a hand at making our family suffer. But this one was different. Up until now, I have never heard of anyone by that name. Not a relative or family friend. But they clearly know who my grandfather is. If I don't do something about this, I'll lose. I'll lose him too. Just by uttering the words alone, Nina begins to break down. The stress, the anxiety, the fatigue of it all was finally catching up to her. Okay, that's scary. What was that sound? Colby sits. Okay, it was Colby. Hugo, on the other hand, is puzzled. She said this whole thing has been going on for the past month, but something doesn't add up. And before nightfall, I think there is more to this she's not admitting. Whatever happened with the letter, I am more than certain. Certain that whoever or whatever Lewis is, they're coming for blood. Oh, I mean, we we need to take the case, right? Wait, let's just save to see what happens. And let's reject the case because I think the main course would be to take the case, right? Let's try to do all the endings. Reject the case. But I really think something was familiar to Hugo, seeing how that letter jolted a reaction from him, and he even got a paper cut, which seemingly got a lot of blood out of him. So, if something is related to him, I guess he would reject the case. And let's go towards this first bad ending, if it does have any. Haha. Hugo casts his face downward to stare directly at the ground in front of him, unable to look to Nina. The burden, the solitude, the madness. Hugo knows all of it too immediately. He suffers the same conflicts that weigh heavily on her mind. And yet, in spite of this, it is too much for him. Like walking along a tightrope with the ground, void and unclear, vast and empty and dark. So very, very dark. No, I can still do it. We can still do this. Before he could respond, a distant voice so charming, so terribly commanding, finds him at the spot. There are some whispers. I can hear it. It's already too late for them, you know. Okay, he knows something, doesn't he? Or is this the self-doubt speaking? I sort of think maybe something similar has happened with his family as well. And maybe he is guilty of not helping them? I don't know. Let's see. You go. No, not here. A dull yet distinct pulsating sound so rhythmic in its tune starts its maddening melody. From the top of his crown down to the base of his skull, he feels it, all present and daunting. Just let go. Let me help you. Oh, it does. Is something possessing him? No, I can do it if you would just let me. Snake-like hands wrap around his head so closely, squeezing ever so tightly that he can't help but try to shut his eyes from the pain. Such a kind person you are, Hugo. Hugo tries to ground himself. He tries to remind himself to breathe. Sweet and beloved friend. To remember that there are other people that care for him. The joy and warmth of their company. I wish you could have done the same for me. Oh, so this entity, it, whatever they are, was probably someone close to Hugo. And maybe now they're a ghost and they are haunting Hugo. To remember that he's here and present, that he is useless. What's wrong? Hugo? There is a despondent look on Hugo's face, his eyes distinctly shrouded by a deep haze as if lost in them. He won't budge, no matter how many times Noah tries to tug or shake him, he will not respond. But for Hugo, he can hear everything. Like a paralysis he can't wake up from, his body sits there motionless and detached from everything. Desperate and concerned, Nova turns to Nina and ushers in a sincere apology. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't think we can help you at the moment. If you could just come back a bit later, then we can. No, it's fine. There won't be a next time. Hugo winces at her cold and blunt remark. No, wait, Mr. Mortimer, please. Nina stands up abruptly from her seat. She wipes away the tears quickly from her reddened face with the sleeves of her coat and looks down. Once more, her tense and the cold front like demeanor returns to the forefront, already trying to forget and move on. Without so much as a word, she slightly bows her head towards them and walks out of the office, not once looking back. Pulling strings. Oh. Either it was his self-doubt speaking and gave him extreme anxiety, or maybe there is some entity who is sitting in the back of his mind. Alright, let's take the case this time. Do you need more tissues? We'll do it. We'll take on your case. For a moment, everything goes still. Their eyes and attention are solely directed at Hugo, whose eyes have a certain glint to them, now unwavering and more determined than ever. Before anyone else speaks, Nina stands up, wiping away any stray tears from her face, and walks up to him. You'll take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you, thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. Be glad to help Miss Nina. Please call me Nina. Well, Nina, we'll do our best. Nina smiles at Hugo and Noah in gratitude, her eyes renewed with a faint gleam. Before heading out, Nina reaches into her bag once more. She takes out a small piece of paper and a pen and hastily starts jotting down something. Maybe her address. I'll be best on my way now. I'll let grandfather know ahead of time you'll be coming. 4970 Church Street. So this is my address. I'll be sure to greet you all when you arrive. And thank you again, truly. She politely bows to them and walks out of the office, already reaching into her purse for her car keys. Hugo watches from his desk, and she goes to open the driver's seat. Nina looks back at the office window and takes one last look at Hugo. She waves slightly at him before finally pulling out of the parking lot and driving off. Once out of sight, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk. Still messy, but presentable. I guess I'll have to sort this out later again. 5:30 p.m. Car. From the ongoing downpour to the silent hums of the car, they sit in silence. Still miles off their destination, Hugo constantly checks the rear mirror to see any passing cars, but it was only them on the road. Noah, who usually checks his ear off by now, leans quietly against the car door as he looks out to the passing streetlights, reserved and distant. He hasn't said a word to Hugo since he left the office. Hey, you're a lot quieter than usual. What's wrong? Ah, what a surprise! Have you been looking at me? Kua? Kuya. No, you idiot. You usually just talk a lot, that's all. Oh, so you do miss me talking? Just say it. Do you believe her story? What? Given all the things she's told us, do you think she is telling the truth? Yes, I believe her. At least, I believe she hasn't lied to us. But you know, I can't shake this feeling that she is hiding something. Like, if she left out certain details on purpose. So why did she have traveled this far out of town for a private eye? Surely there must have been another far closer to her home than ours. I just don't know how to explain it. As expected of you, Hugo. Are you making fun of me? No, not at all. I'm just admiring your observations. Well, I didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished. But her last name caught me off guard. Huh? Have you heard about the Mortimers? They're a pretty distinguished family that owned an esteemed fishing company. Well, they used to, I believe. They have yet to name and hire. What do you mean? Shouldn't it naturally go to Nina? It should, but I don't know. From what I heard, each time they try to name a successor, that relative mysteriously disappears. What? Gone without trace, or so anyone thought. The bodies would soon turn up months apart. And do you know what's strange? All of them have been labeled accidents by local news. No foul play, just another unfortunate loss for the family. They have been struck with so many tragedies that over time people began to believe they were cursed or something. Cursed? I think I can understand why she wouldn't go to the police again. They most likely thought she was seeing things and went along with the procedures just to keep face. But deep down, they must have thought she was gone mad. I can't imagine all of this for Nina. And most of all, who knows what we'll find there. Is that why you decided to come with me? Well, partially. I'm more worried about you, though. Me? Why? Think of it this way, I'm the appointed driver. And they were best buddies. And you decide to do some pretty reckless shit, I'll be there to drive you to the local hospital. But Besides, two is better than one. Exactly. I was fine with Colby coming with me. Well, you have heard the three is better than two. Ah, Mortimer Estates, 6 p.m. Passing through countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate can finally be seen beyond the evergreen. Nestling away from prying eyes, it stands tall, a classic rarity only afforded to the privileged. Oh, dang. The grandfather must be pretty rich. Wow, look at the size of it. Could never imagine seeing a house like this in person. It's almost too surreal. Hmm. Come on, she's waiting for us. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, sudden sharp pain weighs heavy on Hugo's chest. Grasping tightly at his coat, he begins to gasp for air. His vision hazes as he leans close to the car, trying desperately to ground himself. Like a fish drawn out of the sea, he desperately heaves. The air in his lungs, escaping too quickly, burns as he feels his throat started to strain, drawing tighter the more he breathes. But his pain pales in comparison to a feeling far more excruciating. Is it the house? No, something far more sinister. He feels it. Someone is watching him. A piercing gaze fixed on him, like a leering at a bug and waiting to strike. We'll be together soon, Henry. Henry is the grandfather. Okay, so I guess some ghost wants to kill the grandfather. And this guy can sense it. And if you remember last time, it was green font and now this one's red. So definitely this is a different ghost. Maybe this is Louis. What the hell? Damn it already. I need to hurry or else. Hey, are you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixated trance. Did you hear that just now? Hear what? That voice! It was so close to my ear, right? Is everything alright? Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded up from the trip, that's all. I'd be happy to make you tea at the very least. No, if it's no trouble. Not at all. It's the least I can do. Once again, the subtle uneasiness from Nina surfaces. But before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked off towards the front porch without even saying another word. Are you sure you are alright? It sounded like you were choking earlier. I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here. We can't back off now. Listen to me. I think you should go back. Abruptly cuts his lecture short as he notices Nina stopping by the front door. She stands by the door silently contemplating something. It's just like before, but this time she seems even more anxious. Whatever unease she tried to mask earlier became more apparent the minute they walked closer to the front door. I I haven't been quite honest with you, detective. Huh? Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in this situation, words are not enough. You'll see for yourself what I mean. And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Hugo is about to enter through the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You'll be the first to know. And with that, Noah releases his grip on Hugo. They proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Greeted with the brightly lit hallway, Hugo knows immediately that the interior is just as grand, adorned with floral accents and antique furnishings. The house itself exudes the word elegance, a classic and a rustic charm with the walls and flooring made from the finest wood. Hugo couldn't help but gape when he walked in. However, he noticed something even more distinct than the splendor. Behind seemingly perfect veneer, an unsettling air breathes throughout the house, leaving no room for the doubt that the inside is far more terrifying than the outside. Please come this way. Bracing themselves, they entered the dimly lit drawing room. At the first glance, Hugo could not discern the silhouette situated at the far corner. Only the sparse lighting from the window pierces through a fraction of the room's darkness. However, as they approach closer to the silhouette, Hugo now understands the reason for all of Nina's unsettling weakness. Grandfather, we have guessed. Okay, that guy was really the grandfather. Yeah, he is a very young man. To be honest, he looks even younger than Hugo. Maybe I can say that this guy is older than Noah, but Hugo, no way. But but why is he the grandfather? Oh wait, is she saying that her grandfather's soul is in this guy's body? Or maybe that's not the case. Let's see. Let's read on. He is dressed modestly and shares none of the imposing presence of the manor. No, rather than such luxury does not even remotely reflect on the man before them at all. It's as if the flow of time had stopped only for him while the rest had continued changing drastically without him. Just like the latter, time was delicate and sharingly out of place. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there, dazed with little acknowledgement of the people around him. Still, motionless, like doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Laurent and his two assistants called Vi and Noah. They're going to help us. Wow. Yeah, this man before them is supposed to be frail and older than any of them. And yet he remains forever unchanging, forever young. I'll be making some tea. Would you like some, Grandpa? Okay, is this lady Nina a little... I mean, I can understand why the police didn't help, but I don't know. Yeah, but I am really suspecting that maybe this young man has the soul of her grandpa. Doesn't reply, doesn't move, fixated on his gaze on the rain. I'll be sure to make a cup of tea for you too. But before they leave the drawing room, Hugo takes one last look at the young man. There is an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes, they're similar to his own. Oh wait, when we were starting the game, we saw his eyes glint a little lime green. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows it will never end well. Nina, that man. Yes, he's my grandfather, the one I asked you all to watch over. I know this is hard to believe, but draw something out of a prophet. It's an old picture of a handsome man with slicked back hair wearing the finest of suits. Gentleman, the picture has a different air to him, one of wealth and power, none of which reflects at all on the current Henry Mortimer. It's almost as if looking at two different people. This isn't much to go by, but believe me, they are the same person. But why does he look so young? It happened a few nights ago. What do you mean 4 nights ago? your grandfather suddenly got some anti-aging potion or what? I was on my way to get a cup of water, then I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I was worried something fell over, so I went to go check. When I opened the door, found him collapsed to the ground. I tried to help him up, but when I did, he looked so different. He wore the same clothes that my grandpa wore that night. And his face, I recognized his face. He looked younger. So many things were rushing through my head at that moment, and yet I knew felt familiar to me. I know it sounds bizarre the more I talk about it, but that's what happened. That was also the same night I found this letter. It was next to him, already opened. I'm sorry again for all of this. No matter who I went to, they either said something was wrong with me or my family. With everything going on, maybe they're right. The pools of water, the letters, Louis, and now this. I've been ignoring the signs for years and just blindly hoping things can go better if I try finding solutions on my own. But that's not enough anymore. Maybe my family is really cursed. No, they're not. Curses aren't real. Detective? I think we easily get too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. In truth, the ones who fixate on it to make it their reality. Rumors, doubts, lies, all those things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotions like that can't possibly heal or fixed right away. But like a curse, these emotions drag other people down with them. Personally, I think you were caught up in all this. But I assure you, we'll see this through. For you and Mr. Mortimer. Thank you. Good. I guess this guy smiled for the first time. Okay, so now our first priority is to find out more about Louis. Nina, the letter you showed us back at the agency. Do you have it with you? Ah, yes, it's here. Do you mind if I borrow it for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course, but what are you going to do with it? I've searched everything on that letter and I still couldn't come up with clues. Ah, I'll be using it as a reference or a guide, if you will. I'm afraid I can't discuss too much of the process, trade secret and all. Yeah, I guess he's going to use his psychic powers. Of course. I check upstairs. Noah, you and Colby check the ground floor. Got it. And leave you alone? Before they leave to do your own investigations. Hugo grabs a hold of Noah's shoulder. He leans close. Close enough for Nina to not hear. Keep an eye on Mr. Mortimer, especially I don't want you to confront him more than she already is. So whatever happens, keep us safe. Hugo, you sound that serious, and what do you mean by this? Okay, but remember, yell for me, okay? I know. Thank you, Noah. I'm counting on you. You too, boy. Noah stares for a moment longer at Hugo's back before he disappears into the first floor. Then he turns to look at Colby. Well, it's time to get to work. Right, Colby? Oh, we have an investigation start. And what's with these arrows? The objective is to look around the area for objects to proceed the story. Use the arrows or the arrow keys to move to a different area. Outlines will appear on a clickable object. On the top right is the hint button. Click it will highlight an object you missed. There are some books. You can go upstairs. And there's nothing over here. We go the other side. Oh. Shelf, table, walls, phone. People are using it. Fresh, fairly new. have a photo. Large bookshelf stands close to the entranceway. That's all? Okay. Wait, oh, there's this. Frames decorating the walls are covered in white sheets, veiled with a thin lining of dust on top of each one. I wonder why they are hiding. They're covering all the photos and mirrors. Yes, my grandfather commissioned many back in the day, but sadly he doesn't do anymore. I can't help but notice that the paintings are covered. How come? I did that. I covered them up for my grandfather's sake. For his sake? Yes, he was pretty obsessed with them, you see. There were times when he would mutter to himself and would just stare at the paintings for days on end. It worried me so much that I had to cover them all. Since then, he hasn't stared at any of them. He just sits quietly, looking outside. I see. About these paintings, I also noticed they all have a similar theme. They all had water in them. I know this isn't a coincidence since you told us before, but if there's anything you know, anything at all, then please tell me. Noah, can I ask you a question first? Sure, go ahead. Do you believe in mermaids? Mermaids? I don't know. I do. I don't suppose I do, but why? Casting her gaze to the floor, Lena anxiously fidgets and tightly clasps her hand together. She then briefly sighs and continues. Well, there's a story, or rather, more like a fairy tale that my family has passed down. Wait, what was her family occupation again? Was it fishing? I forgot. Oh boy. Anyways, let's continue. Fairy tale? It feels like one to me. It's about a fisherman who fell in love with a mermaid. Every day and night he would go out by the shore to gaze at her beauty, but one day she vanished, leaving him confused and heartbroken. Determined, he would sail many seas for a chance to see her again. Sailing from coast to coast, new lands beyond, and back he would go. Not long after, fortune followed him all throughout his journey and made him one of the wealthiest and most highly respected in his village. However, despite all the wealth he had gained through his travels, he never found the mermaid again. She would only be a dream, nothing more. And that's the end of the story. It doesn't end happy, but I guess there was a lesson behind it. I just never understood it. What do you think happened to the mermaid? I know it's an exaggeration, and yet I can't help but wonder. It's hard to say. I just feel bad for both of them. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of sad endings. If it were me, I would wish the fisherman and the mermaid could see each other again. Or at least, that's what I think. Even if they weren't meant to be with each other? Yeah, I think so at least. I wouldn't want to imagine going through a journey all by myself. It's hard being alone. Oh, is that why he cries, cheering up Hugo so much? A journey all by yourself. Mortimer Estate, 11:30 p.m. This is it. Walks towards the nearest lampshade and switches it on. Everything here exceeds extravagance. Alright, time to investigate. scattered pieces of paper. Leather-bound journal rests. An old photo of a lost time, a sweet summertime memory of little girl with her beloved grandfather. Oh, it's a mermaid photo. Hmm. To Hugo, even if there is a fragment, a singular thread to that person, to their real selves, he could find them. But there is nothing. Not one thing pertaining to him. What's going on? I clearly sense the presence from before, but it's all over again. Oh well. Now calm down, it has to be here. I just need to focus. He ponders again, retracing every step and every little detail, hoping that he overlooked something. And all he knows is that one tangible thing that connects him, that tethers so closely to the space, and almost all to Henry, is the letter. Words of promise, of love, all delicately etched onto a page, but tainted with such a powerful and dark emotion that has been festering for too long. Tainted. From the very start of all of this, Hugo believed that for whoever Lewis was, they were the ones responsible. He thought he could find them and convince them to stop their haunting for good, to bring them peace and move on. Okay, so he really is. He really can sense ghosts. I mean, we did really saw the examples, but let's move on. However, that isn't the case anymore. The unnatural force that binds everyone so closely together in this family is not the cause of an angry spirit. No, it's something more far devious than that. He takes the letter out from the envelope. He notices a change within. Fearing no foreboding thread at the bottom of the page, it looks just like a regular letter, or rather, what it once was. A sad and tragic love. But if you can't come, then I understand. Things have gotten more complicated with your mother ever since she found out about us, right? I'm sorry, Henry, for everything. It hurts to see you so torn up like this. I would never hurt you or drag you along with me. This is to be our farewell, then can I at least ask you one last favor? Could you keep my locket? I know this is selfish of me, but I'd like for you to have it. I'd be happy to know it's safe with you. My heart will forever be yours, Henry. With love, always, Lewis. So this was the true letter? Then what did you read earlier? A small warmth emanates from the paper, wrapping closely around his finger, quiet and soothing. Okay, so wait. Fragment Hugo was searching for. Lewis, I'm sorry. You were also a victim in all of this too. Please, if you can hear me, I need your help. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom, as if something unlocked itself. The chest. Like other furniture, its dark and rustic features have not been maintained well, left to rot on its own. Suddenly, he stops at the sound of a sweet voice whispering to him, beckoning him towards the fireplace. Come here, my dear, sweet boy. I don't think we need to go to the painting. Wait, before that, let's just save this. Okay, but if we are planning to do all the bad endings too, then let's go to the painting. There, mounted by the fireplace, is a painting of a beautiful woman floating on water. Her pale skin is incandescent, brilliantly prominent against the contrast to the dark, murky waters that keep her hidden, keeping her bound to the canvas. Hugh stares intensely at the picture. An emphatic sorrow swells within him, disarming his very senses and forcing him to inch closer, surrendering himself to the sweet song. Poor thing, how lonely you must feel. You are a lot like him, like Henry. Ah. Henry approaches closer and closer to the painting, and his mind screaming to run. He sees it. He can finally see beyond the facade the lady portrays, for what the painting truly is. But don't worry, I can't take away the sadness. Oh wait, this is a rotten, a deformed creature, a mermaid floats above the surface, the voice whispers. A large hollow eye strays back, boring deeply into his eyes. Her skin is melting, bleeding heavily. Its black gore as it gushes out from the canvas. Some of it starts to hit not only the floor but at Hugo as well. The black vicious dart clings persistently into him, unrelentless as the pile continued to pile up. And then he feels it. What drove him initially to this thing? A deep sense of longing rushes through him, stuffing out what little control he had left. Finally embracing this nature. To come home. Take my hand. Without hesitation, Hugo reaches out his hand while his body leans closer to the mermaid. She grabs and pulls him in. Not once looking back, he dives and follows after her, returning to nothing. Bad ending too, beyond the painting. Alright, let's go. It was the red ghost. Okay, that red ghost is the one which we saw when this guy got out from the car. Oh wait, what did I do? No. No. Don't go to the painting. Now stay focused, Hugo. I won't let this get to me. Preparing himself, he heads towards the chest and opens it. Inside, scrambled together a bunches of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage when he stumbles upon an old newspaper article. The young man found dead by the lake. An unidentified young man was found on the morning of 3 days prior to his death, according to the police. Ruled as suicide, police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. This is a tragic loss, an unfortunate event indeed. No claim of his body has been made yet. Lewis. Like the corner of Hugo's eye, his spots of bright glint buried beneath the clutter. Reaches for it. Look it. Inside its safe was a picture of a young man with glasses smiling brightly. This must be the locket he was talking about. It's so pretty. I'm surprised it still shines like this. On this picture. Did he put this here? No, it might have been Henry. But why would he store it away like this? What should I do? I think we should take the rocket. Let's save this part as well. We can overwrite this one, but anyways. Wait, where's the back button?
الهيردرسر وظيفته كويس.
Sorry, folks, I'm back. Let's continue. Oh, by the way, did I save it or not? Alright, I think we should take the locket. If they were indeed in love, then I guess she would want to protect him. So, let's... Okay, for now, I don't think leaving the locket is going to have some immediate bad ending. So I guess we should go with the good ending for now. And then later we can skip, and flat. I should probably hold on to this for now. Take to him, please. Lewis? A gentle but distant plea echoes in Hugo's heart. Forgot an ache of yearning and regret grips him deeply. Feelings not of his own start to rise like small ripples on a pond, wanting to be found again and remembered. Don't worry, I'll bring this to him. I'll make sure of it. Hugo is about to put everything back into the chest when he feels a wet and a cold sensation crawling up his leg. Ew, what the hell? Water? A pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor. Damn it, no, wait. Oh, the lights went off. A scream is heard, followed by a myriad of shouts. Hugo is about to call out to Noah, but stops in the sight of pale feet before him. Looms over him, standing so tall and ominous figure. His face is shrouded in complete darkness, devoid of human emotions. It appears to be a young man, but Hugo knows that it's far from it. No, this very thing is trying to imitate in human form. Trying to be a human. Hugo could only stare back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps towards him. It's just like before, the sensation of someone staring at him from within. But this time, it's drawing nearer, inching ever so closely. The words to call out to Colby or Noah fail to reach out. Lodged in his throat, he struggles in pain. But then, his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. And then it stops. Looking down at Hugo, filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. हॅलो
अरे मैं कार वॉश कराने आ रही हूँ. ओके
मग कार वॉश करचे खायला ऐकल ने ओके हाँ
विंडो लगाना पड़ेगा क्या? 1 मिनट चल फिर
बाय कल्पनी खाली की ना पत्ती
करना ऑब्वियसली.
हाँ Tama obviously was not so obvious yesterday, but anyways. हाँ जायचं. आणि हा डॅडी नेमकी तसे येतो गेलं की SBI चे कार्डच स्वयं
नाही
डॅडी 10,000 कार्डचे सांगू
हाँ वो मेरे को पता हो रहा है सांगूनच
हाँ ओके हाँ तिथे
हाँ जायचं होतं आईल मध्ये कटतात
हाँ
आणि
हाँ तू देवपूज केला नाही मग करता ना मग खबर hello oh wait I didn't mute did I haha anyways all of a sudden the door to the bedroom slams shut and the entity disappears. The tension from his body finally releases its agonizing grip, and he gasps desperately for air. His vision blurs, and his breathing is haggard. He staggers towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, but it's tightly jammed. Fudge! Noah! Colby! To his dismay, he is only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Damn it! From a distance, he faintly hears the sounds of Colby relentless barking as he gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the door. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, a heavy force prevents him from doing so. Like being underwater. His movements slow and drawn out, as if being dragged down by that thing. Forge this. Looking around the room, he spots a nearby chair. Without a moment sooner, Hugo grabs the chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks get larger with each blow, splitting off smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made of? Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all the strength he has left for a final blow. Damn you, break already! Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers out his head to see any railings get grabbed hold of. However, he discovers instead that the wall edges is covered in ivy. Despite how heavy the rain has drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of vines. Carefully, he climbs down the window, gripping tightly and making sure he doesn't lose his footing. Yet to his luck, the patches of vine he clutches start to tear away from the wall. Out of desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another, but fails when his hand slips out of reach. Shit! Clamoring wildly as he loses grip on the ivy, he crashes down onto a thicket of bushes. Air forced out of him, he heaves uncontrollably, trying to even out his breathing. But even that is laborious. An immense pain spreads across his... Oh wait, I'm getting too old for this. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself up. There's still time, I can do this, I have to do this. With staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake, where the tragedy starts and ends. Lake, at unknown time. Finally, entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby, Noah, where are you? He faintly hears the sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. He rushes towards the echoes, guiding him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds the way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far, and Noah stops her. "Grandpa, stop! Let me go! My grandpa, he's..." "Noah, it's dangerous. You'll get hurt too." "I don't care. I don't want to lose anyone anymore." It's at that instant Hugo trudges towards the water, pursuing a Nina's steed. "Hugo! Not you too, don't!" Please fall deaf to his ears. Not even the whines and the worried cries of his partner could make him turn back. Determined, he forges ahead. Nearing the depth end of the lake, he sees Henry Mortimer gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled than before. It's as if the life he's lived up to now, this point, has begun to fray, draining every ounce of himself, and surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry could lead in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. "Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please come back to the shore with me." Motionless and unresponsive, stares deeply into the river. The haze over his lake is still obscure and persistent. There are so many things we cannot afford to lose in our life. And you're one of them. To Nina, you're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it. A slight jolt from Henry's arm, as if stirred by the mention of Nina. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina? However, just as cruel and violent as the storm, Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. "No, this is all my fault. If only I got to Louis sooner, then none of this would have happened. He was waiting for me, was patient with me. And yet, for all the things he's done, I chose my family over him. He's gone because I didn't pick him." Henry backs further from the shoreline. "Mr. Mortimer." His maniac eyes never strays from Hugo as he keeps his distance from him. "Louis, I'm sorry. I was the one who dragged you into this. You deserve so much more. And I wished..." Henry struggles over his words. He clasps tightly to his shirt, throat dry and taut from all that bottled up, from all the repressed and silent years of just waiting for the curse to finally take him. "I wished I'd gone with you that night, Louis." "Sir, even if you still covet that wish, it wouldn't resolve anything. It's not for you or Louis. I read what you wrote to you those years back."
Big Boss account class soon posta hai.
He understood if you didn't want to come see him. "But the thing is, Mr. Mortimer, Louis never thought anything less of you. He said so in his letters to you." His letters? For the longest time I wanted to believe he hated me for that, resented me for that choice. Or at least I thought it was easier for me to think that way. How long has it been since I talked about him? It's been too long, sir. That's why you don't have to shoulder all that pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about it. About you and Lewis. All fed together. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise that Henry had yearned for so long. A way to forgive himself. He hesitates at first. Oh, wait, do you see his eyes have stopped glowing? What fool believes in a deserved forgiveness? Was he deluding himself? Such a thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him. To a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he was about to reach out for Hugo, a hand slithers around Henry's instead. Oh, is that the ghost? Its arm unnaturally contoured around him while its head lurches. This thing, wait! This Lewis is no longer pretending to be human. Oh. Wait. With piercing green, cold green eyes, it glares directly at Hugo. Mocking him. Cursing him. Wishing nothing but despair. You can be saved. You can be forgiven. There is only one true way out of this. I will share with you the most happiest of endings. For Hugo, Mr. Mortimer, I think he plunged into the lake, didn't he? Yep. Without hearing the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him. I hope he knows how to swim. Into the abyss. Location unknown and time is also unknown. Plunging into icy waters, Hugo feels shocks running rampant throughout his body. Like spikes continuously piercing him from legs to the tip of his fingers. Fiercely and unyielding, his chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs. Hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. I see him. As he finally gets close to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air from him. He tries desperately to wrench his hands away, but with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Lewis, where are you, Lewis? He's looking for Lewis? Folks, I'm back. Let's continue. He's looking for Lewis. Digging deep into his coat's pocket, he grasps tightly in his hand the locket that Henry kept and had long forgotten, pulling it out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. Ah, there you are. It releases its grip on Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Taking this as a chance, he drops the chain and kicks with all his might to grab Henry's arm. With his heart and body screaming in pain, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. I have to. As the lights from the surface begin to blur, Hugo makes one last attempt to reach for it. With his limbs worn out and the energy all spent, this is all he can do. Before he loses his consciousness, he notices a figure swimming towards them. I think it's Noah. Getting closer and closer. Then again, everything fades to black. Unknown time and unknown place. Drifting along what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through the wave after wave, not knowing where he is going or caring for that matter. There are some particles. All he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he had a good night's rest? It's been too long. Maybe I should take that rest now. I'd like that so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. Noah, right? I'm sorry for startling you. I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you one last time before I go. Lewis? Oh, it was Lewis. You've done so much for me and Henry. We can't thank you enough. No worries. He has such a soft smile. And I really like this art style. I want to thank you too for watching over me. Also, I want to apologize for my remarks from earlier. I really thought that I had things figured out once I found you, but you know how that turned out for me. It's alright, really. After all this time, I didn't think anyone could hear me. Especially Henry. I was worried about him for a long time. He always wanted to keep me away from his personal struggles, to keep me safe from them, but I was too stubborn for my own good. Honestly, I don't regret it. Any of it. Even if I could no longer reach out to Henry, fate weaved its thread back to you, a tangent connecting us once more to this very moment. And for that, I'm forever grateful to you, Hugo. You're welcome, Lewis. From a far off distance, Hugo hears a voice crying out to him, beckoning him to return. Well, they're waiting for you. I guess they really are, huh? Take care always, Hugo. You too, Lewis. Unknown time. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant tugs and licks of a certain bloodhound, whining as he tries to wake up his partner. Hugo! He also hears another familiar voice, too annoying and close for comfort. Eyes shut right up, he jogs up. Confused, Hugo looks around before he coughs up the remaining water in his lungs. Are you right? Noah starts to pat his back, while Colby continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mortimer? He's safe. So is Nina. Both are okay. The police and the ambulance should be arriving soon. Thank goodness. Okay, this guy looks so dashing. Isn't there more you have to say to me? Think instead of thank goodness. I swear you don't listen to a damn word I say. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he lets out a sigh, and then continues to pat Hugo's back aggressively when someone approaches them. Detective Lawrence? Oh, Nina. There's someone I wanted you to meet. Behind her stands an elderly man. Frail in stature, he timidly looks to the side pensively as he ponders to himself. Although his youth has long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. They are no longer a piercing and vicious green, only eyes just like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Detective. Okay, this grandpa looked really fine when he was young. I never got the chance to say goodbye to him. I always thought about it every day. What if Lewis lived on in this world? What if he stayed a little longer with me? It's because of that constant mindset I dragged everyone down. I kept hurting not only me, but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her, the one to blame for all of this. But you, someone I have never met, still went. Ah. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. But before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hand one more time. I hope that someday you two will overcome it. Huh? The next day, 8 a.m., the old man somehow managed to figure out that he too has a ghost or a guilt attached to him. Okay, but from what we understood, that ghost which is clinging to the grandpa left once it saw the locket. And when our protagonist, Hugo, gave the locket and he met the ghost of Lewis, who had them out from that pits of abyss. Because Lewis actually saw the grandpuppies safe and sound, he heard them. So I guess if he didn't pick up the locket, they would have died. And the thing that was dragging the grandpa down was his guilt. And our protagonist also has a lot of guilt, which my grandpa saw and said that he hopes that he'll be free of it one day too. Alright, let's continue. You're bright and early. Morning. With much fervor and haste, he resumes writing on his notepad. Although by closer inspection, he looks like he's going to combust any minute. You're writing up the report without looking up. A small pack. Yeah, for the most part. I still need to write yours too. I know, but since I haven't had breakfast yet, I don't like eating by myself. Okay, that's pretty cute. Let me guess. 2 is better than 1? Bingo! Wow, Hugo, you're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Ah, shut it, will you? I swear, if only I had fallen off from that goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. Before Noah could begin to cut the packet, he pauses at the mention of Hugo's report. Oh yeah, by the way, mind telling me what happened to the Mortimer's window? I broke it. Well, that's obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Did you know how much it costs to repair a window like that? I know, it was really dumb of me. I'm sorry. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an earful from him. And also the bill. And surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. Hahaha, lucky, yes, right? So what, you just called it a day after all that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. You broke it, you pay for it. Just chill. Of course I'll pay for it. But each time I kept insisting, he just shrugged it off and said we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. You know what? He's right. After all that we went through, we deserve at least a nap. But before we could walk away, he stops and sees a familiar person walking towards the storefront, carrying something with her. Good morning, you two. Just barely a foot through the door, a certain bloodhound stirs up from his resting spot and makes his way towards Nina, tail uncontrollably wagging. Oh, good morning to you too, Colby. Nina scratches behind one of Colby's ears, making his right foot unconsciously move on its own, scratching an invisible but desirable spot for him. Good morning, Miss Nina. Morning. What brings you here this time around? Is everything alright with your grandfather? He's chilling pretty well, actually. Even better than before. We talked so much last night. I hardly slept at all. But honestly, it's been a while since I last spoke to him so freely like that. I hardly felt tired at all. That's wonderful to hear. But there's something else I wanted to ask the both of you for. To put it bluntly, I need your help. If you two aren't busy, I would like some company eating this. Inside a clear plastic bag are a stack of 2 boxes placed on top of one another. She opens the box on top and reveals a colorful array of neatly decorated donuts all lined perfectly. No cramped or squished spaces. A work of art in Hugo's eyes. Wow, so pretty. Donuts? They look so delicious. We're more than happy to eat this with you, Nina. Haha. There goes again with this donuts. Yes, please join us, Miss Nina. We're about to have a breakfast too. Aren't we, Kira? Always so brazen in front of others. You do make it exceptionally easy for me. Hehe. You both have such great chemistry with each other. On a second thought, I'm way too tired for this. I'm going to have to apologize in advance for this, Nina. But truthfully, I've been running on last night's coffee and I'm about to pass out any minute now. No worries. Honestly, I think a little break time sounds like what we all need right now. Thanks. Hugo puts down his pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Bobby follows after him. Would you like to join us, Miss Nina? I would love to. I guess we'll save these for later then. Yes, please do. Now come on, snack time. Huh? I'm getting old. Okay, this is very pretty picture. I mean, you are old. Shut it. This is really nice. Oh, good boy, Colby. Come here. Hugo leans a little closer to Noah, his voice above whisper but close enough for Noah to only hear him. You know, I'm glad that you came along yesterday. Oh, what's this? Are you getting chummy with me now? Call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. I really love Noah's hairstyle. If you hadn't seen respect there, look, I told you before, I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless shit. Besides, didn't you say this was nap time? Get some rest, you deserve it. You too. A calming silence fills the room as they bask under the morning glow. No big parties or celebrations, just each other's company and sharing the small reward. A small and a warm comfort. Good end, closed. Okay, why do I feel like this is the start of something bigger? Because we all know that Hugo has some issues unclosed too. But let's not take the locket and skip. Alright, let's leave the locket this time. And do we have the option to skip scene? I think it's best to put it back for now. Hugo hears a distant and a faint cry call out to him, leading him to take the locket with him. Lewis? Yeah, and then the water goes up. We see the ghost. And then he tries to break the window. They go to lake. Grandpa, Lewis is waiting for me. He's waiting for me to come home. Oh, we couldn't see Henry in his prime. Well, again, let's continue. Skip. But it starts filling into his lungs as his vision starts to blur. The cold numbness spreads. Tired and motionless, he watches as the abyss draws near, swallowing him, embracing him. Let's share this happy ending together. Oh, gracious. You feel something. His body weightless and floating off for who knows how long. It's cold. Very, very cold. How long has it been since he felt this? This empty feeling of just not being here or anywhere. It's comforting and nostalgic. Maybe, just maybe, this isn't so bad after all. I think this is for the best. Oh no, it's far, far from over, Hugo. Huh? After all, you said so yourself. Seeing the things you do comes with a price, right? This dialogue is from the guilt or the ghost that's attached to Hugo, seeing how this one is in green text. Oh, what a hefty price has been paid for your stupid little blunder. So get up, Hugo. We are far from having a happy ending. Hugo. Hugo's eyes shut wide open, his vision disoriented and a blur. As he tries to focus on Noah's voice, a violent tide bursts from within as he coughs out the remaining water in the lungs. You can feel Noah's hands rub against his back, anchoring him and checking to see if he's alright. Deep down, there's something far more concerning to worry about at this moment. Where's Mortimer? I'm sorry, Hugo. I tried going back into the water after I fetched you, but the paramedics stopped me. He told me it was too cold and dangerous to head back in. No, it can't be. I'm sorry, Hugo. No, please, God, no. Couldn't hear the rest of it. His body trembles, his hands clasped tightly together in a fervent prayer, wishing for a miracle to happen before them. To have Mr. Mortimer return to them finally safe from harm, but for the silent wish, the small and glaringly impossible wish, no one would answer. There was no kindness in the sunrise, only gut-wrenching walls of a woman by the shore pleading to any god who can save her grandfather. But no matter how many who tried to search through the water, they wouldn't be able to find him, for there was no one left to save anymore. Just a washed-up, forgotten tale of a man and his mermaid. Okay, so what I think is this guy Lewis wrote a letter to meet him at a lake. Now, because Henry had his personal reasons, he chose his family over Lewis and came back. But then again, Lewis, I guess what he did is he put his soul in the locket and delivered the letter along with a piece of himself to Henry so that Lewis would stay with him forever and through the locket. But Henry's guilt took control of him and he didn't read the letter fully and stashed it. And after that, because Lewis was sealed in the locket now, Henry couldn't find him anymore. And he tried searching, finding him, but to no avail. But Lewis was right there in his room all along, forever locked and forgotten. And that guilt ate him even more, and that's why he became the guy he was before Hugo goes to save them. And I guess the other part of his soul which was remaining, which was not in the locket, was what we saw in the lake, which ate Henry, I guess. Love, a cruel and a heartless love, echoes from across the lake, mocking him, cursing him. A harrowing and a merciless victory for this curse. A curse. It was a curse after all. A moment still. I think we got all the achievements, didn't we? Oh wait, what? Huh? There's two more. What? Alright, let's load. Take the case, reject the case. What did we miss? Oh, all right. Okay, I know. What did we miss? We don't have to go to the painting. Okay, let's tell. Skip, 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 skip. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Wait. Alright, let's play. Skip. Don't go to the painting. Skip. Skip. Okay, this guy looks like a K-pop idol at this point. Oh man. Why am I not getting this last achievement? Oh well, I guess that's it. That's it for this game. Let's stop this. Bye bye.